Welcome to Real Racing TV, top asphalt blistering 3/10 of a mile madness from our very own Southside Speedway. Stay tuned for interviews, tech talk, and some outstanding racing. Greats like Bobby Allison and Denny Hamlin cut their teeth on these four corners. Be prepared for an awesome show. And now, here is your host, Sean Cook.
Hi, folks. We've got 3 late model races today. The great Johnny Eversole is here. Johnny, I was warning everybody about you last week, but you end up coming in. What, you had a problem with the rear? What happened?
Yeah, the rear end was giving us a problem. It had a new rear end. It was a new car, and we still got some bugs to work out. And I figured it was a lot safer in the pits than it was out there. So there were only 2 cars that didn't get tore up, and that was me and Chris. So I kept mine parked.
That's right. Last race, 18 cars started, and I believe 8 finished. Johnny kept his car in one piece. But people, watch out for the number 53 car of Johnny Eversole. All right, folks, we're down here with Rob Jenkins, driver the number 89 car. We've got Rapid Roy, and now Rapid Rob. Rob has 1 win under his belt this season. Now, what happened last week? It looked like you had a bit of a rough race there, buddy.
Well, me and the 33 traded paint a little bit, you know, but we've left that last week, and we're just gonna go out this week and pretend like it didn't happen. We'll run each other the way we run each other, you know.
A different week, a different race at Southside Speedway. You want to give a shout out to any sponsors or friends?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Enterprise Builders and Developers, James Irver, Custom Homes by James Irver, Virginia Concrete Pumping, Bobby Oakley Automotive, James Irver Riding School. I want to thank you for putting this show on.
Hey, Rob, you're not in the construction business by any chance, are you?
Yeah, we dig footings. Jenkins Brothers Construction.
If you need a footing, this is the man, and one of the calmest, most mellow people you'll ever meet, unless you really get him upset, right, Rob?
No comment.
Yow! If you know who this man is, you will probably think he should be in the yellow number 31 Grand Stock car that seemed to have a slight problem with brakes at one point, right, Mark?
That's right. Yeah, the brakes on this are fine, though.
Now, your brother is Rob Jenkins, right?
That's right.
All right, folks, we got 2 brothers running out here. The 89 of Rob Jenkins and the number 7 of Mark Jenkins. Now, Mark, how come you're driving this car? Usually this is Pillsbury drives this car.
Well, Pillsbury and Bill decided they wanted to go their separate ways, and I got a phone call Tuesday night, and Bill asked me if I wanted to take a shot, and I mean, you know what the answer that's going to be. I've been waiting for this. Great opportunity. I'm really excited.
Well, good luck, man. You want to give a shout out to any friends or family sponsors?
I want to thank Mosley Rose. I got a bunch of new sponsors I'm still learning, but I definitely want to thank Mosley Rose, and I want to thank LEI Motorsports, and my brother, it's a big part of the reason I'm in this car, and Bill's taking a chance on me. I've never driven one, and hopefully I won't let him down.
All right, well, I'm jealous as all get out. This man gets to drive a late model race, but hey, I got my Firebird out here. I'm going to give her some tonight, too. So watch out for Mark Jenkins in the number 7 late model car. Are you going to try and beat your brother?
Oh, you know that.
It's a family affair. All right, folks, this is the great man, Ray Ashworth himself, man. What a race it was last race. I was shooting it from up the top. I enjoyed every second of it. Tell me a little bit about what the race was from your point of view. 18 cars started, 8 finished. Man, what happened? Why was it such a crazy, crazy race?
It was a madhouse out there. I was having a good time. A very intense race. I got behind the one car, and we were trying our best to get around him, and finally I did, and just so happened I got into him a little bit and spun him out, got the black flag, but I had a great time.
Now, when you got the black flag, that meant you were done?
No, I actually had to go to the back of the pack, and I was coming back through the field, and car ran me in the wall.
Oh dear, that's not very nice, people, but I'm sure they didn't do it on purpose, right, Ray?
No, not on purpose at all.
Hey, you want to give a shout out to any friends or family sponsors?
Yeah, sure do. I want to thank McRae Electric, East End Steel, Creech Motorsports, Finer Homes, Hank's Barbecue, and Chesden Auto Body.
Done.
That's good.
Well, I want to thank Hank's Barbecue too, because they buy commercials during the show. We're after McRae Electric. I can't find McRae Electric's phone number anywhere in the phone book. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. He's actually an easy man to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also want to thank Hippie and the crew for everything they've done for me. The car's getting better every week.
All right, folks, Hank's Barbecue, Finer Homes, awesome people. Please, if you need to eat or if you need a home, go visit them. Ray, good luck tonight, man. That was a fantastic show you put on, and I'm rooting for you this week, buddy.
Thank you. I'm ready for one. I'm going to go after it tonight the best I can.
Watch out for the number 10 of Ray Ashworth. All right, folks, it's a huge night of racing down here at Southside Speedway. 3 late model races, and here we have the man who holds the track record, Shane Lockhart. Now, Shane, why aren't you up there at Williamsburg Dodge and Honda selling cars today?
Well, you know, we had such a good month last month selling Hondas and Dodges that I got the day off and come out here. And, you know, Ron Roberts was kind enough to, you know, give me a call late last night and say, you know, you want to drive the car. So, you know, we're just here playing. It's been a couple years since we've been out here, but we're just here to have a little good time.
Well, that's fantastic. Ron Roberts Painting, people. If you need anything painted, please go to him. And if you need a Dodge or a Honda, where do you think they should go, Shane?
Williamsburg.
Williamsburg, Dodge and Honda. Now, Shane, I think the reason that your numbers are so high is because of valuable advertising we're giving you during the show. Wouldn't you say that's correct?
Absolutely. I'd encourage anybody out there to jump on board. It's a good deal.
That's right. Well, by the end of the season, by golly, we'll be making money, and hopefully maybe next season we'll be back in force. But watch out for this number 1 flying Dodge. You're still running the number 1 number, right?
Number 1.
Shane Lockhart driving the number 1 Dodge. You're going to try and stuff it to Chris Dodson or what?
I know, Chris has got a good car, you know, and you know, this is a Dodge, but you just don't come out here every week, you know, and run against these guys that have been running week in and week out. You know, it takes a couple weeks to sort it out, and like I said, we just looked at the car last night, so, you know, we got something to work with, but, you know, we'll get it.
What time did you come in with after qualifying?
We ran a 15:25. I don't know where that ends up at. I'm sure it's not
15:25 is pretty good. Chris was in the 14s last week, but everybody else in the 15s, so that's a pretty good time. What is your track record?
13:52.
13:52, people. I don't think anybody's going to beat that. Now, I will say this, Shane, they had just re-asphalted the track, right?
They did that, but it still holds today.
That's right. The track championship, you are a track champion too, right? How many years?
3 times in a row.
3-time track champion, track record holder for the late model, Shane Lockhart. Watch out in the upcoming triple races. All right, folks, this is Brandon Hendrick, and he drives the number 55 late model car. Now, Brandon, you look like you're a little bit upset last week, man. Tell us a little bit about the last race.
I've just had bad luck this year, and Fernandez got into me, and I had enough of it, so I rammed him under caution. But we went out Saturday, had some beers, and we got over it, and we're friends. I mean, we've been friends, so I'm just sick of the crap that happens out here.
Well, that's racing for you. Now, there are some racers out here who do intentionally do bad things, or do you think it's just all accidents?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't intentional. I know it wasn't intentional, but just the point that it happened. I was getting ready to let him go. He was a lot faster than I was, but I was pumped up.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm looking at the planets right now, and they seem like they're aligned right now, kind of in your direction, Brandon. Brandon, good luck, man. God, I know you've had bad luck. That first race of the season, you took off, you were leading the race, you were pulling away from everybody, and somebody spun out and you got into a wreck. Oh, Mr. Bugs Hairfield. Come here, Mr. Hairfield.
What?
Now, Bugs, they're driving the...
Hey, we're talking to this slipper again. How about that?
Now, don't forget, we've got Marks and Harrison as sponsors, so if Mr. Hairfield needs an attorney, you know where to go to, right?
Attorney at Southside Speedway.
That's right. And who are we going to go to, Mr. Hairfield?
John Dodson. No, Marks and Harrison.
John Dodson. Now, he's the judge, man. He's the one that you know. Anyway, Brandon, good luck tonight, buddy. The number 55 car, let's all wish him a big shout of luck because he's had bad luck. Now, your door fell off last week, right?
Yeah, it's back on, though. Rockin' Rod and all the boys put it on, and he got my car going this week.
Well, listen, from all the viewers at home, from me, and hopefully everybody here at the track, good luck tonight, man. Stick it to him.
Thank you.
All right. Yow. Folks, this is the great man, Rockin' Rod, that we hear all of these drivers saying, thanks to Rockin' Rod, thanks to Rod. Rod, do you ever actually sleep or you just work 24 hours a day?
Pretty much work around the clock. Me and a bunch of people that come around and help me, like Rex and his son and Rocky and everybody. Got a bunch of volunteers come to my shop at night and help us a lot, so.
Okay, we want Rockin' Rod, and this is the man who knows. Rockin' Rod, who's going to win each of the 3 races today? What is your prophecy?
I'm going to go out on a limb on 2 of them. 39 going to get one of them. The 55 going to get one of them. The other one's up for grabs for the rest of them, so that's all I can tell you.
I think this man thinks that the Hendrick family, now, they're not related to Jimi Hendrix, are they?
No, I don't think so. Roy might play a little rock and roll, but I don't think he's no kin to Hendrix.
No. Maybe a long way back they were related to Jimi Hendrix, but don't get Brandon Hendrick and his father confused with Jimi Hendrix because they're in completely different arenas of the world. But Rockin' Rod, how do you get these cars around the track? What is it, just years of experience? What is it, trial and error? What is it?
Well, I've been coming out here for a long time. You got to have communication with your driver on what your car's doing, and you got to take a good look at what's going on and make good of it, you know. And like I say, we got my boys making a little change on it right here now, see if we can't pick it up for the race. So we'll see what happens.
Well, listen, from all the viewers and from the drivers here that you help, this is Rockin' Rod, people. If you got a race car and you need to get it worked on and Stock Car Products is just way too busy for you, then go to Rockin' Rod, baby.
Stock Car Products is good, too, though.
Yeah. Here with Scott Turlington, driver of the number 48 late model car. Now, there's a lot of stories about last week's late model race. I think it was the fact that there was a full moon that made it really crazy. What was your story, man?
Oh man, my story was I was just gonna ride for the first 50 laps and let everybody kind of duke it out, go crazy, and burn their stuff up. And sure enough, after the first half of the race, pretty much knocked out half the field, and the other half had burned their stuff up pretty well. So, right around 15, 20 laps to go, we found ourselves running in third place pretty good, and we had I think it was Wayne behind us in the 2 car, and we were good coming off the corner. We could get him coming off, but he was a little better coming in, and right there with about 3 laps to go, he just kind of drove it in a little deep and got into our rear bumper and turned us around. So that took us back to the end of the field, but we managed to rally back to a 5th place finish. And
oh man, you must have been gutted. You nearly got a 3rd. Yeah. You ended up with a 5th, but the 5th ain't bad. Listen, man, this is the Mid-Atlantic Climate Controls car who have helped me out with the decals on my car. They're good people. There's probably not too many people out there who need them unless you're a big they don't do residential, but if you have a company and you need, what do they do, man?
What do we do? Well, we do, it's pretty much energy management. We put in controls that actually help, keep costs down for energies at hospitals, any huge...
Have you talked to Stock Car Products yet? They've got a wonderful new building they're putting together.
I know that building. It's right there on Route 10. No, we haven't talked to them. That'd be a good idea. Thank you.
Well, good. All right, stay tuned. Watch the number 48 of Scott Turlington in 3 upcoming late model races. Good luck, buddy.
Thanks, Sean.
All right, man. Cool.
Something happens, so Worth Red parks the Chevy as the Dodge runs 5th on the speedway surface right now. 3 laps complete out of the 30 laps in this first of the triple 30s tonight. Steve Suskin and Rapid Roy Hendrick racing out down into turn number 1. Brandon Hendrick fences off the 0 car. Dodson hangs on to the top spot right now. 4 laps, 30 laps has never seemed so long as it's seeming inside that 55 car right now. Eversole starting to look inside of the 0-2. He moves Fernandez off of turn 2 into the top 3. John Eversole working through the field off of turn number 4 and down the front stretch they come. And Mark Jenkins has gone around off of turn number 2 on the back stretch. Caution will fly for the first time. 5 laps complete. Brandon Hendrick, it belongs to you, buddy. Green flag coming out. Brandon Hendrick is your man right now out front over Chris Dodson with a very fast 0 car. Fernandez, John Eversole's not going to waste any time. He's working on him as Dodson is ready to start working on Brandon Hendrick. Hendrick allows the inside groove. Dodson tries inside, tightens up, stays there though. Hendrick on the top of the speedway is able to drive it off the corner on the top side with a little bit more momentum. Dodson trying to stay out of the right and the left rear of the 55. Holds the 0 car down in the bottom. They slide off of 4 side by side. Shane Lockhart turns sideways. He's going to have to lock it down to stop the car from going around. Oh, Steve Suskin sideways from Russ Ellis's nose, and Dodson's going for the top spot all at the same time. Dodson at the stripe will lead lap number 7. Shane Lockhart's pulling into the pit area. Your top 2 still nose to nose down the straightaway. Eversole underneath the 02 car. Lynn O'Neill hits pit road. Ray Ashworth inside of Chris Hopkins. And for one of the first times this season, somebody is inside and maybe getting ready to complete a pass on the 43 car. 3 wide, it looks like Hopkins has the back out to throttle. Ashworth inside of the 02. Hopkins trapped in the box, rapid. Roy Hendrick's inside. 13 laps on the board this time by. 2 laps to the halfway point, and we are racing like it's the last lap for the 4th spot right now. Fernandez in the corner hard. Hopkins gets some of the 02 car. Hopkins all the way down on the rumble strips. He'll have to hang on to it. Ellis in the hard, turn 1 hard. He'll have to save his car the whole time. Up front. Oh, Ray Ashworth sideways. A lot of damage to the front end of Hopkins' car this time. Your top 3 cars have pulled away. Roy Hendrick inside for 4th right now on Ray Ashworth. Hendrick in the 4th now. Roy Hendrick made that. By Ray Ashworth up into the top 4 he goes. Ashworth to 5th. Fernandez in 6th. 7th is Hopkins with a lot of front end damage on that 43 car. Ray Ashworth, Roy Hendrick locks the brakes up. Hits the throttle down the backstretch. A lot of brake checking going on tonight. Ashworth does not retaliate. Just drives back to the inside of the 39 car. Off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch, the battle for 4th place has been amazing since the drop of the green flag. We have 6 cars battling it out for 4th. Chris Dotson is your leader during the time for all this. Brandon Hendrick in the 55 is 2nd. Ray Ashworth burns the right rear back in 5th. John Eversole is 3rd on the Speedway in the 53 car. Rapid Roy Hendrick runs 4th in the 39. Now he starts to leave the second half of the field behind. In the words of Chevy Chase in National Lampoon's Vacation, this is crazy. Off of turn 2, Russ Ellis, unbelievable. Those 2 cars were staring at the infield and they continue on. Steve Suskin and Russ Ellis. Here comes Scott Turlington inside the 33 car now. Oh, they make contact. Ellis is going around. Everybody clears by. Green flag back out. Chris Dotson through the gearbox. John Eversole, he's going to work on Brandon Hendrick already off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Oh, and they're getting together already. A lot of damage to the front of the 48 car now. Russ Ellis in the bottom of turn 2. Green flag coming back out. The 0 of Chris Dotson, the front automobile. Brandon Hendrick able to roll up on him a little bit that time. Brandon rolling in, can't reach the back bumper. The 0 car between 1 and 2. James Murphy and Russ Ellis, a little bit of contact in 1 and 2, but they both continue on. Race number 2, the top 7 will invert. And right now that decision is in the hands of Chris Hopkins and Greg Fernandez. Fernandez now 7th on the Speedway. But here comes Suskin. He might have something to say about that as your leaders click it off. 5 more. Oh, they're getting together now in 3 and 4. Mark Jenkins is going to go around. Russ Ellis and James Murphy, none of those drivers end up leaving turn number 4. So caution flying once again. Dotson back through the gearbox, pedal to the metal, foot to the floor. Here they come off of turn 4. Off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch, Chris Dotson still holding the top spot. Brandon Hendrick in 2nd. John Eversole in 3rd. Roy Hendrick in 4th. And Ray Ashworth rounds out your top 5 automobiles. 6 laps on the board. 3 more circuits to go when they hit the stripe this time. Chris Dodson, Brandon Hendrick, John Eversole, Roy Hendrick. And then it's the 10 of Ray Ashworth. Then the 43 of Chris Hopkins, 7th spot right now. The guy that will invert to the pole. And right now, that is Steve Zuskin. 2 to go. 2 more laps to go for Chris Dodson. He is out front. And that Charlie Morris Performance Counts Racing engine, they must have tuned it perfect because it is flying white flag across the windshield. Roy Hendrick inside now. Looking inside of the number 53 of Eversole. Down into turn number 1. Off of turn 2 and down the backstretch. The battle for the 3rd spot. Off of turn number 4, Dodson. Hendrick. Eversole Hendrick. That's a big hand for Chris Dodson.
All right, folks, if anybody was watching the show last week, which they probably weren't, but if they were, they would have seen this man get rammed in the side by another car. We're not going to mention his name, but what happened out here? This seemed like the most crazy night of racing. Tell me a little bit about what happened from your perspective last race.
Yeah, everybody was just kind of on the go, you know, trying to get to the front. And, you know, that's normal with racing, but, you know, we got something in our tire on lap 10. We were running second, had to go all the way to the back. So, but the car was running so good, you know. We come back up through there fast, you know. We got up to another car, and, you know, it's just a racing deal. You know, I got on him, and he was driving the car, and he washed up a little, and I tried to go under him, and you know, we just got together. And regardless of whose fault it was, if it was me, I apologize to the man. It was racing. Hopefully we can leave that where it is last week.
All right, well, that's where it left. These guys have all patched and made up. Steve Zuskin's here. Steve Zuskin, how seriously do you take your racing career when you're at Nag's Head at the beach hanging out and everybody's racing, man? Come on.
You got to have fun sometimes.
You don't think it's fun out here racing a race car?
Yeah, a lot of work, though, man.
Well, you tore your car up. How did it go getting your car back together? Tell us a little bit.
Greg here, my teammate, and John Bray, they got that thing back together, and I hope we're in good shape. We'll see what we got for them tonight.
All right, but so how much work did you have to do to your 71 car?
We did a lot of work. John Braden changed everything in it. We'll see how it goes.
All right, folks, watch out for the number 71 late model car driven by the great Steve Zuskin.
Green flag is out. Fernandez. Zuskin's going to beat him to the stripe. Off of turn number 4. Fernandez on the bottom of the speedway. Has the preferred line around the 3/10 mile of thunder. Car loosens up just a bit. Hopkins thinking 3 wide. Knows he has to catch up some points. Fernandez swings to the outside. He's going to lead lap number 1. Fernandez out front. Ray Ashworth in his tire tracks. Down the backstretch. Zuskin, Eversole down to the bottom of the track. Out breaks the 71 into the corner. Here goes Brandon beating on Dad. Eversole sideways off of turn 1 into turn 2. Down the backstretch. It works though. Rob Jenkins, a great job. Whoa, he has to save the car. Ashworth looking inside on Fernandez. Roy Hendrick up in the wall. Tie rod in is broke loose. The 39 car will be heading. All right, Greg Fernandez takes off down the front stretch into turn number 1. Ray Ashworth right in his tire tracks. Those 2 cars working off of turn number 2. Ashworth now with John Eversole down on the inside. Ashworth and Eversole racing it out. Those 2 cars racing out down into turn number 1. The battle off the corner. Working around the toughest short track in the South. Eversole and Ashworth, those 2 have raced it out before here at the toughest short track in the South, and they're doing it again. Looks like Ashworth's going to get a little bit of an advantage. Working off the top half of the speedway, Eversole's car a little bit tight. The cars work down through 3 and 4. Greg Fernandez said, y'all keep racing it out. He has pulled away on those 2 automobiles and now leads by a quarter of a straightaway. Off of turn number 4 and down the front stretch, Fernandez clicking off the laps. 8 laps are complete, and they have belonged to him. Fernandez with a very strong race car tonight. That 02 car has been hooked up since the drop of the green flag in race number 2. And now he's trying to hold on to the top spot and hoping we can go clean and green the rest of the way as Ray Ashworth now starts to pull away from John Eversole. Steve Zuskin runs fourth after an outside pole starting spot. Lennon Hill still on pit road. Rapid Roy, Rockin Rod's working on the right front of that car. Trying to get it ready for race number 3 after a top 5 run in race number 1. 10 laps down, 20 more to go, 19 when they hit the stripe. And Ray Ashworth is starting to reel in the 02 car. Chris Hopkins has not put foot in that Chevy but one time all season. It was earlier today. Right now he runs 7th on the speedway. Not pressuring that car, knowing that the invert will be the top 7 for feature number 3 on the night. Steve Zuskin looking like he's getting a little bit racy right up behind the 53, pardon me, of John Eversole. Brandon Hendrick, the car tightening up a little bit on the exit that time through. He's going to get a nudge to the 71, pull inside down the front stretch. Zuskin got loose. Hendrick got in the back of it. Hendrick has to chase his car up the hill. Hangs on to the 55 car, still inside of the 71 of Zuskin as the halfway signal comes out. 15 down, 15 to go. Greg Fernandez, only in the 2nd year of his young career. That's right, folks. It's only his 2nd season ever in racing, and he runs in first right now over past track champ Ray Ashworth. Ashworth smells the top spot, though. The track champ, fast track champ, trying to work into the bottom of the speedway. Rolls in on the 02 car in between 3 and 4. The longer the run, the better the 10 car is getting. Fernandez still holds the top spot, but Ashworth is there. He's less than a half a car length off the back end of the 02 car. They work off a turn number 4 and down the front stretch. Fernandez at the stripe. No matter how much you lead down the back stretch or in the corners, it's at the stripe where it counts. And your top 5 automobiles, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, just knocked on the door hard. Ashworth sideways off of turn number 4. Fernandez back into the top spot all the way. 8 more laps left to go, 8 more circuits on the speedway. These late model sportsman cars giving it all they've got, and Ray Ashworth honks the chrome horn off of 4 on the 02 of Fernandez. Fernandez trying to hold him off. Down into turn number 1, off of turn number 2. Ashworth going to make the challenge again. Both of these drivers very hungry for victory lane. Greg Fernandez for his first win ever, and Ray Ashworth for his first win in about 2 or 3 seasons. Ashworth on the bottom of the track again. Once again, these drivers going for it. All out. Ashworth down into turn number 3. He's going to try the move on the inside. He grabs the gear. Good run off the corner. Ashworth to the top spot into turn 1. And away goes the McRae Electric Chevy. Fernandez trying to gather himself back in to make another charge. Ray Ashworth, it's been a couple of seasons. He's ready to go to victory lane here tonight, and he leads the way. 3 more circuits to go. 2001 track champion in this division, working off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Looking for the 2 to go signal next time by. 2 sticks across the windshield for Ray Ashworth, Greg Fernandez, John Eversole, Steve Zuskin, and Brandon Hendrick going for Zuskin now down into 1. Off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch, the 55 car takes over the 4th spot. White flag for Ray Ashworth. This team, brand new, Greach Motorsports Fabrications number 10 automobile on the season. Brand new sponsor coming aboard last year, and they are going to victory lane with the McRae Electric Chevy. His son down here. Tell him, get up on the side. There you go, folks. How you doing, Matt?
All right, folks, we're here with Katie May, Chris Hopkins' old Chevrolet, and we're here with Worth Red. Now, Worth, tell us a little bit about what's going on tonight. I don't know how Chris is going to drive 2 cars. Now, what's going on?
Well, actually, all I got to do is just qualify it and start it in each race in case he needs it. It's kind of a support team type thing.
Now, how on earth do you just run 1 lap and come back in, or are you just telling them that and really you're going to take off?
No, I'm not going to take off. I can't pay for it if I tear it up, so we better let it sit.
So, folks, what's happening is Chris Hopkins has got his second car, the car he used to drive last year, Katie May. We've got Pop sitting over here to the right. This gentleman here has qualified it, so if anything happens to Pop's, old Katie May is the backup car. So I don't know if we're going to see Katie May out here, but hopefully this next week I will be taking Katie May around the track trying to beat the 16-second mark. So stay tuned for more fun, more adventures, and more action from the toughest track in the South, Southside Speedway.
Green flag racing with the late model Sports Series. Greg Fernandez looks like he missed a gear. The whole outside line bucks back. Here comes Hopkins. He's going for the top spot, and he has it in the Chevy down into turn number 3. Dodson up on the outside. Suskin now to the inside. Off of turn number 4, down in front stretch, he will come. In the 1, Suskin takes the 71 to the bottom of the track. Chris Dodson up on the outside. The move down the back stretch. Suskin now down on the bottom half of the speedway. That Chevy's been a rocket all night long. He just needed the track position. Now he's trying to make the move. Wiggles a little bit off of 4. John Eversole, he's been racing Hendricks all night long. This time it's Brandon. Last time it was Roy. Off of turn number 4, Chris Dodson. A little bit of the old pinch for the 71. John Eversole down on the bottom of the speedway. Dodson up on the top. The battle for 3rd now as Hopkins checks out. Oh, around goes Rob Jenkins off the front end of the 2VA of Wayne McGee. Hopkins on the break between 3 and 4. We're green flag racing again. Gets a good little jump on of turn number 4 down the front stretch. You saw him racing out earlier tonight. Ray Ashworth and John Eversole getting ready to go at it again. White flag for Hopkins. What a comeback. After that first race, the front end of the Dodge is tore up. Hops into the Chevy. Jamestown Builders. Bullies Body Shop. Performance Counts Racing Engines. The Chevrolet is going to victory lane for Hopkins. Having to get out of one car and get into another one, folks, is not an easy task.